You're watching Tamaqua's choice for news, weather, and live local sports. WYLN, we're your local network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this WYLN Sports Special presentation of the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 6, as the 5-0 Valley View Cougars visit the 5-0 Berwick Bulldogs. You are looking live at Crispin Field in Berwick. Thank you for joining us for continuing coverage of high school football here on WYLN as the fireworks go off as the hometown Bulldogs take the field. I'm Marty Burns, joined as always by former standout at Berwick High School, former head coach at Wilkes University. Coach, did I miss anything?
Thank goodness you didn't.
Joe DeMelfi joins me. We've got Mike Sosar on the sidelines, Jim Burns on the stats, and Joe, I don't think we're going to see 64-63 tonight, but I think we're going to have a great ball game tonight between two 5-0 squads.
Well, I'll tell you what, both teams play very good defense. Berwick, as tested last week, turned it over about 8 or 9 times, only gave up 7 points. That points to a strong defense. Valley View 5-0, good athletes. They can run the football, they throw it. Should be an interesting matchup, Marty.
And this is a rematch of last year's 4A district championship, in which Valley View won here in double overtime 24-17. And these teams meeting in the regular season, and you almost get the feeling, Joe, that this is game 1 of 2.
I would think it's a little preview of the playoffs. We have Dallas doing very well, Valley View doing well, Berwick doing well. So those 3 teams are right now pointed toward the postseason.
And now both teams' captains down in midfield with our referee tonight, Mr. Chuck Supon.
The Bulldogs have won the toss and have deferred for the second half. They will defend the east end zone, kicking off.
And as we heard from referee Chuck Supon, the Bulldogs won the toss. They deferred to the second half. Valley View will have the football to start, and that much vaunted Berwick defense will be on the field to start. But Joe, before we have kickoff, let's head down to the sidelines for our national anthem.
The Berwick Moderners.
rendition of our national anthem to get us set for week number 6 of the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. Lehigh Valley Health Network is pleased to be the official sponsor of WYLN's Game of the Week. Best of luck to tonight's teams from Lehigh Valley Health Network. We are just about set for the battle of the unbeatens, Coach. 5-0 Valley View, 5-0 Berwick.
Interesting. First time we've seen them, heard a lot about them playing great defense. They put their defense on the field first after the winning the toss and then taking the second half kickoff. So I'm sure Valley View would like to make some inroads early. Always helps in the psychological part of the game, especially against a touted defense such as the Bulldogs.
And we are just about set for tonight's opening kickoff. It is a Barbush Automotive kickoff, and our officials tonight, we mentioned Mr. Chuck Supon. His umpire tonight is Bob Jones. Hayden White is the linesman. Ray Boynton is the line judge. Side judge is Tim Lavelle, and tonight's field judge, Jerry Murray. Doing the kicking tonight for the Bulldogs is number 4, Jarek Groshik, the senior. Back deep for Valley View, number 11, Zach Kowalczyk. Number 15, Chase Combs. The Bulldogs in the blue going from left to right on your screen. The Barbush Automotive opening kickoff for week number 6 is underway. This will be Combs at the 1. He's across the 10 and hit at the 15. Leans forward to the 18. Coming up in special teams, Ryan Lawbaugh.
Lawbaugh down the field. Great special teams coverage. Great kickoff coverage.
So leading the Valley View offense will be junior quarterback Janasa Boone. 5'11", 185. He's thrown for 425 yards on the season and 5 touchdowns for the Cougars.
Boone was a running back last year, Marty. He's gone to the quarterback position. First play, a little power to the right side, nothing there.
Mason Cordish on the carry. He got, as Coach mentioned, looks like maybe a yard. Called 2nd and 9 for the Cougars.
I think what happens at Berwick's is strong tackle with tackle. Most teams feel like they need to go to the corner, find a little room, get it up the field.
Boone for the first time tonight will go out of the gun. 2 receivers to the top of your screen, and Boone's looking to run. And he does not get very far. Joe Lynn on the tackle.
I'll tell you what, Lynn right there. I mentioned Boone was a running back last year. They put him at quarterback. When he goes into that pistol shotgun look, you have to be concerned about him. He can get it up the field.
Boone this year has rushed for 250 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns. So I would think as we get closer into the red zone, Joe, that's when you definitely keep an eye on Boone.
Exactly. Lynn right there. Great job of tracking Boone and making the tackle.
3rd and 9 Cougars. Boone to pass. Throws complete and hit hard by Tegan Wilk. Was Kowalczyk. Got out to over the 25 to the 26, 4th and 2. The S.J. Kowalski replay, Coach.
Great hit by Tegan Wilk. About a yard short. Not the place where you want to try to make a statement this early in the game.
And as he did last year, Joe, Tegan Wilk leading the Wyoming Valley Conference in interceptions with 4.
Great break on the ball and the receiver.
The BLB Auto Sales punt. Kowalczyk gets it away. Wilk picks it up at the 35, and he's brought down immediately in the open field. Jordan Conseret made the tackle.
Great job fielding the ball. Marty let it go. It's going to go another 10, 15 yards. Berwick will start their offense at about the 38-yard line, their own.
Coordinated health, delivering a better coordinated patient experience together, one patient at a time.
I think one of the things we might see tonight is moving Shoemaker around so that the Valley View defense has a tough time picking him up.
He started in the slot, came in motion, got a toss play, flag is down, and Shoemaker is down the sidelines, knocked out of bounds inside the 30. But let's check the flag.
I have to think it's a hold on the corner, Marty. We're going to take a look at it right here. And the defender tried to break through two men, and both of them seemed like they had a hold on him, so that will come back.
Joe, I thought I heard from the crowd, you stink. Does that mean that they don't agree with the call?
I think that's exactly what it means.
I was just checking, just in case I misread it.
But I think one of the things you look for there, you saw Shoemaker in motion. They pitched him the ball rather than just coming out of an I formation. So I would assume that he and Tegan Wilk will be moving around in that backfield to sort of disguise what they want to do with a first and long.
And again, here's Shoemaker. He's across the 30, across the 35 to the 36. He gets the penalty back. Give him 12. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
A little bit of a wing T type look there, Marty. You're going to see first back through with the fake. Lineman does a great job coming out, looking for the man he needs to trap. Nothing there, so the guard pulls it up the field. 2nd and 9.
Should mention Alex Force, the quarterback, and he keeps. Force is going to be dragged down from behind, but not before he appears to pick up the very first Harry's You Pull It first down of the night.
Almost a little draw type action by Force there. Took a step back and then up the field. A lot of people leading the way. There you see the fake on the dive. Picks up good yardage in the first down.
That replay brought to you by S.J. Kowalski.
Berwick's offensive line doing a nice job so far coming off the ball.
Toss to Wilk. He eludes one. He's going to throw it. And just got rid of it. He had a man open downfield, but he was under pressure. And that caused the pass to be underthrown.
Well, he was under pressure because the first man up the field, Jaden Duplessis for Valley View, caused a little bit of a hitch in that play. Tegan Wilk nowhere to throw it.
So it makes it 2nd and 10 from the Bulldog 49. Force slings it out to Shoemaker. And they're going to rule it a lateral, so a loss of 4 on the play brings up 3rd and 14.
Ball thrown a little high. Shoemaker just couldn't get his hands on it. Again, an example of trying to get the ball to your playmakers.
Force looking left. Throws complete, but very minimal gain. Nice open field tackle by Jane Duplessis.
I'm going to tell you right now, that was a great tackle. Open field, what you want to do there, get the ball to the person, the running back, or the receiver in space. Duplessis did an excellent job on the tackle, forcing a 4th down.
Time for a BLB Auto Sales Berwick punt. Sharkuski's kick is going to be botched, and going back to the 15 and picking it up is Alex Savkoff. And Savkoff does a nice job of getting it out to the 28.
Great job on the reception. Bounced off 2 tacklers. Was able to bring it out so that the Cougars can start their offense at their own 28.
Locally owned and operated, the Medicine Shop at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets has been serving the Berwick area for 40 years. They accept most insurance plans and offer home delivery. Their number 570-759-1239. The Medicine Shop at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick. Here come the Cougars on their second possession, and again, don't find much as Joe Lynn again forces the play and makes the tackle on Cordish.
Tried to go to the left side with Cordish. Berwick had some penetration, which they do very well defensively. They get up the field, cause Cordish to really slow down just a little bit.
Second and 9. Flea flicker. Boone going downfield, has a man, and it is caught. Duplessis into Berwick territory, has a Harry's, you pull it. Valley View first down.
A little bit of a flea flicker look there. Caught Berwick secondary, which is usually they're very, very up the field. They want to come after you. They caught them up.
37.
A gain of 34 yards to the Bulldog 37.
If the ball had been thrown a little lower with some zip on it, might have been a touchdown, but threw it in the air.
Cordish met in the backfield, dropped for a loss. Justin Robbins on the play.
Up the field very quickly, Robbins. Again, Valley View testing that right side.
And Coach, some people wondered after the long trip to Delaware Valley, how would they come out? Cougars up early, 7-0. We'll see them and the Bulldogs next Friday night at Harmon Geist. But a lot of football to be played here. Approaching the halfway point of the first quarter, no score. Boone trying to get to the outside. He loses a tackle. And he is going to be brought down inside the 10 as he picks up another Harry's, you pull it. Cougar first down.
I told you, and again we go back, he was running back. Once he gets outside here, the corner. Good job sealing the corner on the block, and then Boone takes care of the rest.
Berwick 7.
Gain of 33 down to the Bulldogs 7 for the first time tonight. Valley View in the Grand Central red zone, first and goal. Boone keeps. Bulldogs stack him up. Hold him to no gain.
Nothing there. Boone trying to go middle with the ball. Berwick, 4 or 5 people in on the tackle. 2 big plays have cost the Bulldogs on this drive. Pass at 34 yards, the run 33, and we have a flag, and I believe it's going to be a sideline warning.
And it looked like the only person they were pointing to was Coach Sheptock, and he just nodded his head and stepped back.
It's a good thing Coach Sheptock doesn't have a helmet on. He'd be in the game.
Second and goal. Boone will go out of the gun. Boone looks right. Hit as he throws. And it is complete. Shy of the goal line.
I'll tell you what, that was a very, very good throw by Boone. We were talking about this before the game, Marty, a little bit of a sidearm, and he gets the ball down.
Sorry, Joey, completed that to Duplessis. So third and goal, ball more just inside the 1. Late substitution. as the Cougars didn't have enough on the field. Full house backfield on 3rd and goal. Cordish into the end zone for a 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria touchdown.
Full complement in the backfield, right side, Cordish, end zone. Valley View coming up with 2 big plays on this drive, enabled them to score 6.
Number 19, Cam Sakati. The point after is up, and it's good. 4:13 left in the opening quarter. Valley View strikes first. They lead 7-0 this battle of undefeateds. Brought to you by Coordinated Health.
Express Care. Walk in and you walk into the region's most trusted health network.
Our amazing off-premise sale was the biggest one ever. We traded over 50 retail-ready cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities of all makes and models. And I need 31 new units to meet my monthly quota with the manufacturer. Discounts and rebates of over $10,000. Payments starting at $99 a month and interest rates as low as 0%. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, check out our website at blazehazelton.com. I've reduced all prices to an all-time low. With over 40 banks on board, we have about a 99% approval rate. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Mazda. Definitely taking the deals the other guys won't.
Welcome back to week number 6 of the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. In the battle of undefeateds, Valley View strikes first, leading 7-0 on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. A Bar Bush Automotive kickoff. Sakati kicks it away, and it'll be taken at the 1 for the Bulldogs. Coming all the way across field is Aiden Mason. And Mason will be knocked out of bounds across the 20.
Mason returns that about 20 yards, maybe a little more. Gets a little room for that Berwick offense. Valley View. Cordish, 1-yard run out of that power eye look. Cassetti with the kick, 6 plays, 72 yards. 2 big plays, the run by Boone and the pass. Cougars up by 7.
I believe those 2 plays calculated 67 yards of that scoring drive. So the Bulldogs trailing for the first time tonight, 7-0, have it back. And going straight up the middle was Shoemaker.
That time Shoemaker coming out of the up back directly behind the center.
Give him a gain of 6 to the 32. 2nd and 4 as the Bulldogs go no huddle. Have some confusion as Shoemaker shifts to the bottom of your screen. Force throws left and incomplete. He was looking for the slant on one-on-one coverage. I believe he was looking for Maurer.
Did a slant route inside the cornerback. Cornerback would not have gotten it. The ball was a little down and away, so it's incomplete. Looking at a 3rd down.
Shoemaker gets the carry. Valley View not full on the play as they bring him down for no gain.
Great defense by Valley View. Jumped on Shoemaker. Force went in with the option type look. Valley View not fooled.
So it'll bring up another BLB Auto Sales punt for Sharkuski, as Combs and Kovalchik go back deep for the Cougars. This will be taken by Combs at the 31. And he is going to be brought down in the open field. Making the play for the Bulldogs, Dallas Schechterly.
Schechterly, nice tackle on the punt coverage team. Valley View will start their offense at their 42-yard line. One of the things you can't do in a game like this, Marty, is allow a lot of points, because both teams are fairly decent, and you don't want to have to climb that mountain 21 points behind. So defensively, Bulldogs need to step up.
And on first down, Boone looking downfield for Kovalchik, and incomplete. Just out of his reach. Naquan Smith on coverage for the Bulldogs.
Smith with good coverage. If we wondered whether Boone could throw the ball, that pass proved he can get it up there.
But I think what it showed, when he's able to set his feet and be able to get in a firm stance, that one deep throw, he threw it like a jump ball.
And that's because of the flea flicker aspect of the play.
Toss to Cordish. Cordish has got running room. He's got a first down and more, and he goes out of bounds at the 35 of Berwick. Good for Harry Jupulit. Cougar first down.
Cordish doing a nice job here. There you see the kick up with a little help from the left hand, and Cordish spins out of that tackle and is up the field.
A gain of 23 for Cordish. First and 10 Cougars at the Bulldog 35. Fake the toss, Boone capes. Boone gets tripped up, and it looks like he's got enough for another Harry Jupulit. Cougar first down.
Looks like they're going to mark that maybe just a little short, Marty. I think his momentum took him past the marker, but he was out of bounds before that.
So 2:14 left in the opening quarter on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Cougars looking to build on an early 7-0 advantage. But second and short becomes second and 6, as looked like half the team knew one snap count, Joe, and the other team knew another.
I'll tell you what, Marty, how many times have we seen that happen, where all of a sudden a second and 2, as you mentioned, becomes second and 7 or even more because of the penalty.
And how many times do we see it stall the drive then, Coach, as well?
Exactly. It gives the defense a little advantage, and then they take advantage of the play call that the offense goes to.
Cordish on second and 6 to the right side, and he gets bumped out of bounds, and he does have a Harry Jupulit. Cougar first down inside the 25.
Marty, I said before, off tackle, they're going to have to get to the corner, and that's exactly where Cordish ended up. Wanted to go off tackle, nothing there, bounced it outside, picked up the first down.
So Valley View first and 10 at the Bulldog 23, leading 7-0 on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership first quarter scoreboard. 2:08 left in the opening stanza. Boone looks left, looking for Kovalchik, and just out of his reach, incomplete.
Thought maybe it was a little behind him. There are two things here. Number one, Boone is going to go Kowalczyk more than once tonight because of the one-on-one coverage. You can take a look right here. Boone's able to take that stance Kowalczyk trying to run that route away from the defender, and he was doing a good job. Looked like the ball might have been just a little underthrown.
2nd and 10 for the Cougars. Boone's going to keep it himself, trying to get to the outside. And he is going to be brought down inside the 20 near the 15. Flag has been thrown as well.
I think we're going to have a hold again, Marty, on Valley View. One of the things that happened there defensively, Berwick was able to stretch Boone to the sideline. Help got there, and that cut down on the yardage. I believe we're coming back on the penalty.
Get the call from Chuck Suppan. Hold on the offense. They're going to mark it. Let's see. They're going to mark it at the 29. So it'll be 2nd down and 16. As the Cougars need to get to the Berwick 13 for a 1st down. Clock winds. We're under 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. A 7-point lead for Valley View. They have the ball, as we mentioned, 2nd and 16. Play action. Boone being chased from behind, and he is going to be brought down for no gain. Coming up to make the play, Ryan Laba.
Laba doing a great job defensively, staying where he needs to be. Didn't come inside on that fake. Was able to hunt up Boone and bring him down. As we have some discussion.
May have been another penalty against Valley View. Actually, a personal foul on the defense.
I think that's an area where Berwick has suffered this year. They've had several of those types of penalties. And when you get one in this situation, it wipes out all the good you've done on defense. I didn't see anything,
I didn't
Marty.
see anything. I apologize as well. It did look like Chuck Suppan said dead ball. So the down looks like it'll count. 3rd and 1 from the 14.
Dead ball is even a dumber penalty than a live ball penalty. A dead ball means you either said something or shoved someone after the play.
Cornish met immediately by the Bulldogs. They'll keep them shy of the 1st. They'll bring up 4th down and about 1 in the Grand Central red zone.
Now, if you're looking at this defensively, you say, who's their go-to guy? I think it's Boone. Maybe you take a chance. Maybe they'll line up in the power look that they had for the touchdown and bring Cordish, which they do.
And Boone goes straight up the middle. It'll depend on the spot. We'll see what Chuck Suppan decides.
Looked like he got it far enough. I don't know.
And Chuck Suppan says, Harry's you pull it 1st down. Clock stopped to move the chains. Now we go under 50 seconds. Left in the opening quarter. Valley View looking to build on a 7-0 advantage on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Cordish trying to get to the outside. A flag has been thrown. Tackle for a loss.
I would think it's another holding penalty as Cordish tried to bounce to the corner again. Great pursuit by that Berwick defense.
Got to look at it on the S.J. Kowalski replay.
There you see him going outside.
Labaugh was the first one there.
Ryan Labaugh did a great job getting there.
It looked like Wilk and Antonio Barada finished the play. And then the flag came, I believe, from Chuck Supron himself.
He was standing right on the corner, Marty, back where the referee normally stands. He had a good look at it.
So it brings it back to the Valley View 28. First down and 25.
Almost goal. They can get to the 3 and pick up a first down.
Boone to pass. Down the middle of the field's got a man. He's wide open. Touchdown, Valley View. Dylan Hawanitz from a 2 Italian guys. Pizzeria touchdown. And then after the score, a flag has been thrown in the end zone.
And I guarantee you, if that's another penalty, Bulldogs are going to have to get it together here. They're a 5-0 team. They're playing like they're 0-5. Let's see what the penalty is.
I hope anyway.
A dead ball and sportsmanlike against the Valley View Cougars. They'll check with Coach Sheptalk what he wants to do, and he may elect for it to go on the kickoff. And I think that's the signal from Chuck Supron.
He did.
Unsportsmanlike celebration.
So a 28-yard touchdown pass from Boone to Hawanitz.
Hawanitz just got lost in the middle of the field behind the secondary.
Sakati on for the point after. Kick is up. Good. 10.9 seconds left in the opening quarter. Valley View up 14-0. Tonight's game brought to you by Coordinated Health.
Whether you suffer a sports injury or have a chronic orthopedic issue, Coordinated Health has everything you need from start to finish. Our team of highly trained specialists work together with just one goal in mind: to get you back to your life.
You got a disc herniation. We got this.
For orthopedics at the next level, Coordinated Health has you covered.
We got this. We got this.
We got this.
We got this.
Coordinated Health. We got this.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
We welcome you back to the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 6. What an opening quarter for head coach George Hawanitz's Valley View Cougars. They lead 14-0. They kick off from their own 25. It's a Barbush Automotive kickoff after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And it's a squibbing kick. It's going to be bobbled at the 31 by Mason. And Mason will get out near the 40. Valley View thinks he lost the football. Chuck Supron does not agree. He said he was down at the 40.
Marty, one of the things, Valley View kicking off because of the penalty. Berwick suffering a penalty. Both these teams playing very well. Don't need to get into all the histrionics when you score. Don't need to get into the personal foul situation. You need to go out and play football. Valley View, Hawanitz, 28-yard pass from Boone, wide open, middle of the secondary. Cassetti the kick, 10 plays. Cordish, 3 rushes, 31 yards.
Here's Mason on first down in the open field. And he'll be brought down inside Valley View's 40-yard line near the 35 for Harry's. You pull it first down. That's the final play of the opening quarter. The score, Valley View 14, Berwick nothing. Second quarter action coming up next on the game brought to you by Coordinated Health.
Each
Each of us has a different idea of what makes an adventure. Go anywhere and do anything in a Jeep from All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during Jeep Adventure Days. Lease a new Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for just $169 a month. Or lease a new Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus 4x4 for just $189 a month. And get 0% financing on select models. Whatever adventure you enjoy, we can get you there in a Jeep at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Or online at allamericanjeep.net.
Hi, I'm Greg from The Wire Guys. We're proud to offer homeowners licensed electricians for jobs big and small.
And I'm Zach. Before we start the work, we give you a price in writing. The Wire Guys are available 365 days a year, 24/7. Our work is done right the first time.
Professional, courteous, licensed electricians. Our guaranteed work is safe, clean, and done right the first time.
The Wire Guys!
We welcome you back to Crispin Field, getting set for second quarter action on the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. Valley View in front 14-0. Tonight's broadband service has been provided by Atlantic Broadband in Berwick. Thank you so much to Atlantic Broadband. Bulldogs in the blue going from right to left to start the second quarter of the 1st and 10 at the Cougar 35. Forrest keeps. Runs a mini option, gives to Shoemaker. Shoemaker gets inside the 30, and looks like they'll mark him just shy of the 25. Gain of about 9.
Marty, what I liked about the play, Forrest did a nice job waiting till the last minute to get rid of it on the pitch. What I didn't like, he was deep, which forced Shoemaker deep, and that could make Shoemaker have to go that much more distance to get the first down. The other thing I like is they have Mason, Keegan Wilk, and Shoemaker all running the ball here.
And this time it's Wilk. He's got a first down and more before he is brought down by Kyler Rosina. And I believe a late flag as well has been thrown. So for the moment, Wilk has a Harry's You Pull It first down and a personal foul against the defense.
Marty, first quarter, Berwick 52 yards rushing, no yards passing, 52 total yards. Valley View, 79 yards rushing, 75 passing, 154 total. That's their 6th penalty. I'm sure Coach Hawanitz is not real happy with 6 penalties in the first half up till now.
So the Bulldogs will be just shy of the 10, 1st and 10. They're in the Grand Central red zone. And one of the things, Joe, both of these staffs have to get across to their teams is no extracurricular, because this officiating crew is not putting up with it.
Well, you know what? I said before, there's 10 wins between those two teams. Why do you need any extracurriculars? Go out and play football.
Ball just shy of the 10, 1st and 10. Bulldogs can get a first down without scoring. Fake to Shoemaker. Forrest rolls left. He looks to keep. And he'll be dragged out of bounds. Looks like inside the 5 to about the 4.
I'll tell you what, good decision.
Chuck Supon cited a hold against the offense.
Going back to the play, Forrest with a good decision, because if he'd thrown the ball, a lot of people in the end zone, Valley View and Berwick people. So we're coming back on the hold.
And this comes all the way back to the 27. It'll be a first down and 26 for the Bulldogs.
Almost the same kind of situation Valley View was in down here, Marty. They can pick up a first, but it'll be right at the 1.
Right up the middle is Mason. And he is going to be spun down inside the 20 to the 16. Give him a gain of 11 on the play.
I'll tell you what, Marty, Aiden Mason, freshman. And he's really given Berwick that extra back tonight. Now the defense has to worry about 3 or 4 people. Offensive line doing a nice job opening that little bit of a crease up.
Joe, coming into tonight's game, Mason 115 yards rushing, 5.2 yards per carry, and a touchdown. Force fakes, he's looking to pass, being pressured, and he's going to be brought down from behind. Making the play was Janasa Boone.
Boone with a good play defensively. We talked about him being an athlete. Force again pulls it down. Couldn't find anything. Looking at third. And about 20.
As we mentioned, the Bulldogs do not have to get a touchdown. They can get a first without scoring.
We're going to have a timeout, I believe.
Berwick takes the timeout. They trail by 14 with 10:03 left in the half. This game brought to you by Coordinated Health.
Fast, consistent internet speeds. TV your way. And reliable phone service. All from the one provider who also lives here. Service Electric Cablevision. Connect with us.
Northeast Gold and Silver inside the Churchill Mall is paying cash for gold and silver. Top dollar for silver coins. National currency. Fine and sterling flatware. Stop in or call them at 570-497-4177.
Stop in at Two Italian Guys Pizzeria for the best pizza in town. Serving a large variety of pizzas, stromboli, and so much more. Open till 3 a.m. Take out or eat in. Delivery available. Call 570-459-2783.
Welcome back to the Lehigh Valley Health Network game of the week. 3rd and 19 for the Bulldogs from the Valley View 20. After the Bulldog timeout, Shoemaker goes into the passing formation. But Forrest is under pressure. He eludes one, eludes a second, but he can't elude the third as he's brought down for the sack by Trayon Jones.
Quick pressure right there. Forrest pulled it in right here. You see it off the corner. Spun him around. Couldn't really find anything. Finally brought down. So the Bulldogs looking at 4th and long.
And you saw it there on the S.J. Kowalski replay, Joe. How about the hustle by Jones? He missed Force initially, got right back up and chased him down from behind. 4th down for the Bulldogs. Again, Force under pressure. Rolling right. Looking. Throws across field, and it's going to be complete to Sharkuski. But it's going to be shy of the first down at the 18, and Valley View will take over on downs.
Valley View doing a nice job putting pressure on Force. Force did an excellent job going to the corner. The pass, Marty, what it accomplished was forcing Valley View to start their offense from about the 18-yard line instead of the 30.
Attorney Tom Mosca and Mosca Law, located in Kingston, serving your legal needs for 28 years. You can reach Attorney Mosca at 570-288-2917. So Boone brings out the Cougars, leading by 14, and a big hole up the middle for Valley View is Cordish, and Cordish has a Valley View. Harry's you pull it, first down.
Nice job by the left side of that Valley View line, opening that hole.
In second quarter action, a high-scoring opening half. The Hazleton area Cougars leading Delaware Valley 21-14. And that reminds us, starting this Wednesday at 7 o'clock at Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. Join Coach Brennan this Wednesday. He'll go over the Delaware Valley game, a look ahead to their matchup with Berwick, and a special guest from the Cougar football team. All this week on WYLN, starting Wednesday night at 7, Sports Talk here on WYLN with Hazleton area head coach Mike Brennan.
Same play, left side this time. Did not break it back. Cordish took it up the field, gained about 5. Valley View offensive lineman looking to the sideline. telling Coach Hawanitz, we want to run it. So they feel like at this point, they're in control of the line of scrimmage.
And the give is to TJ Noto, the fullback, who gets out to the 34. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. Some other scores, Joe. Coach Manello and the Mountaineers look to remain undefeated as Dallas leads Coughlin 14-0. And Williamsport in second quarter action leading Scranton 13-7. Here Valley View up 14-0, approaching 7.5 minutes remaining in the opening half. Coming up at the half, the All-American Auto Group halftime show. We'll have halftime stats and highlights and a halftime performance. All coming up at the half, part of the All-American Auto Group halftime show. Boone under pressure and he's brought down. Looked like he got maybe a yard as he stretched forward. Laba, among others, bringing the pressure.
Great job by that defensive front getting up the field. Boone wanted to make the fake and then look up for the quick pass. Never got the chance. He made the fake, but when he came up to throw it, the Bulldogs defensive front right there.
Looks like we're set for a BLB Auto Sales punt. Maurer and Wilk back deep for the Bulldogs, excuse me. Kowalczyk's kick takes a Cougar roll, and it is going to go inside the 20 and be marked down at the Berwick 17. High school football on WILN is brought to you by Harry's Sporting Goods, located at 112 West Front Street in Berwick. Stop by and check out their all-new fall and winter inventory. They also carry a wide selection of brand-name sneakers. A full-service sports store, open 7 days a week. Their phone number, 570-752-5212. That's Harry's Sporting Goods, located at 112 West Front Street in Berwick. So the Bulldogs get it back. After turning it over on downs, gave up a first down, but the defense stiffened. They get it back with 2 timeouts left and 6:24 left in the opening half, trailing by 14. Low snap and a bobble, but Shoemaker controls, and Shoemaker brings it out across the 30 for Harry's. You pull it. Berwick first down.
Tell you what, Owen Shoemaker, 5'9", about 200 pounds, took a look at him on the sideline before the game. Compact, runs the ball very well.
Coming into the night, Shoemaker, 4th leading rusher in the Wyoming Valley Conference, behind names like Kelly at Dallas, Canavan at Wyoming Valley West, and leading rusher Damon Horton of Hazleton area. This time the Cougars bottle him up for a gain of about a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Force looked like he was maybe thinking about some type of option, no pitch man, so Force would keep the ball, but gave it to Shoemaker, picked up maybe a yard.
Coordinated Health, delivering a better coordinated patient experience together, one patient at a time. 2nd and 9, Bulldogs trailing by 14. And it's Shoemaker bouncing off the pile. And Shoemaker lowers his shoulder and gets out to about the 43. Should be enough for Harry's. You pull it. Bulldog first down. What a run by Owen Shoemaker.
I tell you what, that was all. Here you see it. Owen Shoemaker does a great job spinning out of the tackle at the line of scrimmage. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage. Picks up 10 yards in the first down.
Forrest, quick pass to Maurer. And Maurer will be brought down after a gain of about 4 on the play. Mason Cordish on the tackle.
You know what, Marty? That's what you want out of that play. You want 4 or 5 yards on first down. You're running it into the short field, number 1. So they have some defenders right there. Berwick going out of a double slot type look.
Toss to Wilk. Wilk's got some room down the near sideline, and Cordish knocks him out of bounds. The ruling went out at about the 44, but that should be good for Harry Pullet. Berwick first down, 4:37 left in the half for the Bulldogs.
Berwick doing a nice job of mixing their offense up now.
Valley View takes a timeout. They lead by 14. This game brought to you by Coordinated Health.
Our amazing off-premise sale was the biggest one ever. We traded over 50 retail-ready cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities of all makes and models. And I need 31 new units to meet my monthly quota with the manufacturer. Discounts and rebates of over $10,000. Payments starting at $99 a month and interest rates as low as 0%. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, check out our website at blazehazelton.com. I've reduced all prices to an all-time low. With over 40 banks on board, we have about a 99% approval rate. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Mazda. Definitely taking the deals the other guys won't.
The Falvello Law Firm, located at 314 Main Street, Suite A in Cunningham, offers help with car and truck accidents, wills, powers of attorney, and estates. With a small team of attorneys, they work directly with each and every client, serving all of northeastern Pennsylvania, and they are proud to offer legal services that make a real difference to you. Call them at 570-788-4191 today.
After the Bulldogs rattle off a couple of first downs, this is the Lehigh Valley Health Network game of the week. Valley View takes their first timeout, so both teams, 2 timeouts remaining with 4:37 left in the half. Coming up at the half, it'll be the All-American Auto Group halftime show, on the band performance and halftime stats and highlights. All coming up at the half, the All-American Auto Group halftime show. Mason up the middle. Gets about 2, making the tackle for Valley View, Logan Burns.
They got
Junior.
Tegan Wilker one slot, Shoemaker at the other, Mason at the fullback slot. I mean, that's what, and Coach Sheptock was talking about that earlier, trying to get the ball to the playmakers and putting them in different positions in formation.
2nd and 8, Shoemaker the carry. And Shoemaker keeps those legs churning, still on his feet, and they'll blow the whistle and give him forward progress to the 35. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
I'll tell you what, Marty, if you ride his back, he'll take you down the field. You have to get low, wrap your arms, or else his legs keep moving.
Is that the advantage he has, though, Joe, being 5'9", that it's tough to really get low on him?
There's no doubt about it. When you look at him.
Flag is down. Cordish came up to make the play as they faked the handoff to Shoemaker.
And I think they're going to call a hold on the corner. That's one of the problems when you run that play wide. Now you have a wide receiver trying to maintain a block for a long time. And if he feels the defender slipping away, he wants to do what he has to do. Got caught on the hold.
It was Sharkuski that got the toss. And Valley View marches it back all the way to midfield. So it'll make it 3rd down and 16. Bulldogs need to get to the Valley View 34. 3:25 left in the half.
You're going from 3rd and 1. Now it's 3rd and, as you said, 16. Obviously, big difference in play call. Going to have to try to convert something down the field.
Wilk in motion. And another flag stops the play. And a false start against the offense. Now all of a sudden it becomes 3rd and 21.
Bulldogs shooting themselves in the foot here with penalties. Not something you want to see. Again, they need to convert down the field. Can't go sideline and a sideline here. You have 20 yards for the 1st down.
Here comes the pressure. And Forrest is going to run with it. And he got stood up by Cordish and driven back. Nice open field tackle by Cordish.
Very nice tackle by Cordish.
Now a late flag has been thrown. I don't know if something was, I'm guessing something was said.
It had to be. Official is pointing to the Bulldogs sideline.
Dead ball, so it'll be 4th down, and it's against the Bulldogs. So what would have been a 4th and about 8 from the 42 will make it 4th and 23 back at the Bulldog 43. And I would almost have to think, Joe, it'll force a BLB Auto Sales punt.
I would think you're right, Marty. Nothing more frustrating than when you shoot yourself in the foot, which the Bulldogs have done here in the first half. Another useless penalty, basically.
Savkoff and Combs go back deep for Valley View. Sharkuski to punt it away for the Bulldogs. And Valley View came with pressure, a high kick. The returners say get away from it as it takes a Valley View roll, and it'll be down at the 37 of Valley View. And that's where the Cougars will take over 1st and 10, 2:25 left in the half, 2 timeouts remaining. I want to remind you that next week, the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 7, takes us back to Harmon Guy Stadium in Hazleton. Joe, it'll be these very same Berwick Bulldogs visiting the Hazleton area Cougars. Will be on the air next Friday night at 7. And Coach, no pressure. That game will also be statewide on PCN. So the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 7, Berwick, Hazleton area next Friday night. Live right here on WYLN at 7.
Bulldogs need to come up with a stop here.
Boone gives to Cordish. Cordish has some open running room, and he is going to be brought down by Wilk, but not before he gets into Bulldog territory and picks up a Harry Ju pull at 1st down.
That time Cordish sort of biding his time as he's going to the corner. He'll take a look at it. A little bit of a counter type action. He has people leading him up the field and picks up good yardage.
Clock winds again, 2:10 and counting left in the opening half on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. And again, it's Cordish, brought down by Lynn. Gets inside the 45 to the 42. Bring up a 2nd and 4.
Valley View taking their time, 1:47 left. 2nd quarter, clock running, and they're up by 14. No hurry. They'd like to put more points on the board, but they are in no big rush to get to the ball.
Savkoff in motion in the bottom of your screen, play action. Boone under pressure, going deep downfield, tipped around, and incomplete. Tegan Wilk knocked it away at the last minute from Zach Kowalczyk.
I'll tell you what, Preston Robbins did a nice job, and then Tegan Wilk came in and finished it off. Looked like Kowalczyk was going to make a great, you see it, as Wilk finishes the play on the S.J. Kowalski replay.
Joe, you're a good television man.
Yeah, but I have a face for radio.
If you do, what does that make me? Minute 13 left in the half, 3rd down for the Cougars. Toss to Cordish. Cordish trying to get to the outside. He's down the sideline and knocked out of bounds by Wilk, but not before he picks up a Harry Ju pull at 1st down, and another late penalty flag thrown on the sideline.
Cordish has some speed. Once he gets downhill, great speed to the corner. It's going to be obviously a personal foul If I had to guess, I would say it's against the Bulldogs. Holding. Valley View. I'm glad I was wrong.
Now, I think there's still more coming, Joe, because there was a late flag thrown after Cordish went out of bounds. Now, unless I'm totally lost, which could very well be the case.
Hate to guess, which I did wrongly.
Now they marched off the hold. Now, I thought I heard Coach Sheptock say something to the official, and he's going to talk to Chuck Supon. I thought I heard him say on our field mic that one of the Valley View coaches grabbed one of his players. And that's what I believe has Coach Sheptock upset and may have been the reason for that unsportsmanlike conduct on the sideline. They're coming back to play, but there's no referee, there's no other official. The officials send the Valley View Cougars off the ball.
I think one of the Berwick players came over and said to Coach Sheptock, on the sideline, on the opposing team sideline, I was grabbed by I don't know who. So Chuck Supon, the referee, takes that information as Valley View has a 1st and 10, 32-yard line.
Pick up a first down via penalty. It's a Harry Ju Pullet first down. Toss to Jones, brought down for a loss. I believe that was Mason Labaugh.
Mason Labaugh up the field, had some help from his teammates. Cleaver was also there as we have a timeout.
Second timeout taken by Valley View. They lead by 14. This game brought to you by Coordinated Health. And we'll keep it here. So we'll leave Valley View with one timeout remaining. They'll have a second down and 13 from the Bulldog 35.
46.9 seconds left, Marty. Coach Wanitz obviously going to look to put it in the end zone here, open up a 3-touchdown lead, which would be very hard to overcome because the Cougars are a good football team.
And if you're the other sideline, Coach Sheptock, you want to hold here in the final 46 seconds. You're going to get the ball to start the third quarter. Let's keep it at 14. Let's get in the locker room, regroup, and come out with a strong offensive possession to start the second half.
Exactly what has to happen. Let's see if that scenario comes about as both teams back on the field.
So Valley View will be left with one timeout remaining, 46.9 seconds left in the half, and a second and 13 from the Bulldog 35. 3 receivers in a line to the bottom of your screen.
They're running a stacked, and they're going to have a post, they're going to have a go, and don't let Boone get loose.
And his pass complete to Duplessis. He's brought down at about the 12. Good for Harry Ju Pullet. Valley View first down. Clock will stop to move the chains at 37.3.
And you know what made the play? Boone got outside contained. When he does that, the receivers can run around and play playground, become open for the catch as
Boone clocked it, so it'll bring up second down.
They have 34.6. They have one timeout. But Boone stuck it in the ground to stop the clock. First down. They can pick up a first, Marty, at the 3-yard line. You can't let Boone get to the corner. When that happens, there's too many options. He can throw it, he can run it. I mean, he's just a good enough athlete to make something happen.
And he had a great sense of where the line of scrimmage was. He threw that last one before he crossed the line as the Valley View Cougars in the Grand Central red zone, 2nd and 10. And now,
timeout Valley
Valley View has to take their last time out.
Well, I don't know if they wanted to go to that formation so they could take a look at the defense and then make their play call accordingly, or if something happened there that forced them to take it. My first thought is probably want to look at the defense. What are they in? Now they have a second down. Basically, if you're going to get the first, you got to go for the end zone because of the time situation.
As they also took their last time out with that timeout.
Exactly. So. Now you're thinking about if it's a short pass, I might want to use the sideline to stop the clock.
And if you're going to do anything across the middle of the field, you got to either get the touchdown or get the first down.
You got to get it downfield. That's exactly right. Downfield here means about 15, 18 yards from where the quarterback would be set.
I want to remind you, coming up at the half, it'll be the All-American Auto Group halftime show, while the halftime performance, as well as halftime stats and highlights, all coming up at the half in another 34.6 seconds of game action from here at Crispin Field. We thank you for joining us tonight on WILN for the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi, Mike Sosa on the sidelines, Jim Burns on the stats.
Let's see if they come with they have the same formation up. Let's see if they come with that motion. If they give us that motion, then I know they were looking at the defensive set.
And they're going to throw it back to Boone. It's complete. And he's into the end zone for a 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria. Touchdown for Valley View.
They saw something with the motion. They saw some kind of movement. Boone with the pitch does a reverse. We've seen some teams run that at the pro level and the college level over the last couple of weeks. Baker Mayfield on the extra point for the Cleveland Browns, and the future is now.
Philly. I believe that was Mark Kudrick that threw the pass back to Boone.
Nice play call. And again, you get the ball into the hands of your playmaker.
Sakati on for the point after. Hawanitz to hold. Kick is up, and it is good. So with 25.7 seconds left in the opening half, Valley View now leads at 21-0. And the game brought to you by Coordinated Health.
Whether you suffer a sports injury or have a chronic orthopedic issue, Coordinated Health has everything you need from start to finish. Our team of highly trained specialists work together with just one goal in mind: to get you back to your life.
You got a disc herniation. We got this.
For orthopedics at the next level, Coordinated Health has you covered.
We got this. We got this.
We got this.
We got this.
Coordinated Health. We got this.
Minutes away. That's right, you're just minutes away from a great deal on a new car, truck, or SUV from Barber Ford. 2 great locations, Exeter and Hazleton. The best deals on America's #1 brand are just 19 minutes from Scranton, 15 minutes from Wilkes-Barre, 12 minutes from Old Forge, 18 minutes from Mountaintop, and 28 minutes from Berwick. Barber Ford in Exeter and Barber Ford in Hazleton. Start your new car search today at barberautogroup.com, where nobody sells for less.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field. 25.7 seconds left in the half. While we were gone, Berwick was called for unsportsmanlike conduct, so Valley View will kick off from the Bulldog 45. It'll be a Barb Bush Automotive kickoff by Sakati. And Joe, I know you've been mentioning it the last couple times we've had it with this situation. Now more than ever might be the time for an onside kick.
Great situation. You can either get the recovery at the 35 or less, but they kick it away into the end zone. Valley View, Boone, 12-yard pass from Cordish. You had two of their playmakers involved. Scotty with the kick. 8 plays, 63 yards.
At their 20-yard line.
The Cougars up by 21, which is going to be tough. The Bulldogs need to come out with some determination and move the ball offensively at the beginning of the third quarter. We have 25.7 seconds left here in the first half.
Well, we have a moment I'd like to thank the Third Base Luncheonette located in Hazleton for supplying our crew meals they have all season long. Many thanks to the Third Base Luncheonette located off of 9th Street in Hazleton. Thank you to the Third Base Luncheonette as the handoff to Shoemaker gets about a yard. And the clock will continue to run. Berwick does not have to run another play, as it looks like they'll head to the locker room with the score at the half. The Cougars of Valley View, 21. The Berwick Bulldogs, nothing. Down on the sideline, Mike Sosar looking to get with Frank Sheptalk. We're trying to get Ed over to and Mike will bring him over to Ed, our cameraman. And looks like they're set. Let's go down to Mike and Coach Sheptalk.
Frank, good start by the defense there in the first set, but you talked to our own Joe DeMelfi this week about balance on the offense. You got the balance going with the running backs, but it just seemed like every time you got something going, penalty after penalty.
Sure. I mean, I think, that we're not playing with a lot of poise right now. I mean, we have obviously quite a few penalties. And then even, they've done some nice things in the throwing game where, we just have to play a little bit disciplined. We've talked all year about, hey, you just have to do your job, play disciplined football. That's pretty much carried us through this first half. We weren't able to play that way, and obviously they did a great job.
All right, thanks, Frank. Best of luck in the second half. Back upstairs, Marty.
Thank you, Mike, and looks like Coach Sheptalk has some work to do at the half. We're going to take a break. Coming up next, it'll be the All-American Auto Group halftime show. We'll have a band performance from the Valley View High School Marching Band. Halftime stats and highlights all coming up next. The score at the half. Valley View 21, Berwick nothing. You're watching live high school football on WYLN.
Northeast Pennsylvania. Scenic beauty, close-knit communities. We're neighbors helping neighbors. Lehigh Valley Health Network is bringing you leading-edge cancer treatment that's close to home, robotic surgery for quicker recoveries, world-class heart care and access to top specialists, all from Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and our 15 community locations. Neighbors caring for Greater Hazleton and beyond. Lehigh Valley Health Network.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Welcome to the All-American Auto Group halftime show here on WYLN. The score at the half, the visiting Cougars of Valley View leading the Berwick Bulldogs 21-0. We're live here at Crispin Field in Berwick, and down on the field, part of the All-American Auto Group halftime show, it's the Valley View High School Marching Band. High School Marching Band for their outstanding performance here at Crispin Field in Berwick. You're watching the All-American Auto Group halftime show. Coming up next, halftime stats and highlights. The Cougars of Valley View lead it at the half, 21-0.
Each of us has a different idea of what makes an adventure. Go anywhere and do anything in a Jeep from All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during Jeep Adventure Days. Lease a new Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for just $169 a month. Or lease a new Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus 4x4 for just $189 a month. And get 0% financing on select models. Whatever adventure you enjoy, we can get you there in a Jeep at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Or online at allamericanjeep.net.
Express Care. Walk in and you walk into the region's most trusted health network.
Appliances are right over there, and this is part of our furniture department.
Okay, but I'm looking for a mattress.
Well, you've come to the right place. Grand Central is Northeast Pennsylvania's #1 Sealy mattress dealer. We have Sealy mattress sets from only $199 and Stearns & Foster queen sets from only $45 per month. We also have interest-free financing up to 60 months. And remember, delivery and takeaway are absolutely free.
So we don't have to do anything?
Not if you buy your Sealy mattress at Grand Central.
It looks like I did find the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
Grand Central in Hazleton, the right place to buy a Sealy mattress.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
Minutes away. That's right, you're just minutes away from a great deal on a new car, truck, or SUV from Barber Ford. 2 great locations, Exeter and Hazleton. The best deals on America's #1 brand are just 25 minutes from Frackville, 26 minutes from Jim Thorpe, 28 minutes from Tamaqua, 20 minutes from Shavertown, and 28 minutes from Clark Summit. Barber Ford in Exeter and Hazleton. Online at barberautogroup.com, where nobody but nobody sells for less.
Welcome back to the All-American Auto Group halftime show. Live from Crispin Field in Berwick. The score at the half, the hometown Bulldogs trailing Valley View by a score of 21-0. And we are just about set to get our halftime stats compiled by always by the veteran of our stats, Mr. Jim Burns. And Coach, there you go.
Looking at Valley View first, 11 first downs, 118 yards rushing, 110 passing, 228 total yards, no turnovers, 7 penalties, 82 yards. Bulldogs, 5 first downs, 122 yards rushing, 14 passing, 136 total, no turnovers, 7 penalties, 94 yards. I tell you what, these 2 teams are too good to have 14 penalties between them at halftime. Berwick received the ball at the beginning of the third quarter. Let's see what happens.
And that has been the All-American Auto Group halftime stats compiled by Jim Burns. We thank him for that with the score 21-0. And we are just about set for halftime highlights from that opening half here at Crispin Field. And we start with the Cougars of Valley View. And it was a flea flicker on the second possession. Cornish gave it back to Janasa Boone, and he'd go 34 yards to Jane Duplessis. And that would get Valley View into Berwick territory for the first time. And then Boone, he would take it 33 yards inside the Bulldog 10, and that would set up on 3rd and goal. Mason Cornish, he would go in from 1 yard out, That would put Valley View up 7-0. Then the Cougars, here we get a look at the third and goal play for Cornish that made it 7-0 Valley View. And then Cornish with some hard running, spinning out of a couple of tackles down the sideline. And that would help to set up this 28-yard pass as Hawanis found himself wide open in the middle. On third and long, Boone found him. Cougars went up 14-0. We see some more running from Mason Cordish into the open field before Wilk brought him down in Bulldog territory. And then Boone, paying attention to the line of scrimmage, gets rid of it just shy, completes it to Duplessis, and the Cougars were in the red zone, and then they went Kudrick back to the quarterback Boone, who would take it in the rest of the way, and Valley View would take a 21-0 lead into the break at the half. You've been watching the All-American Auto Group halftime show. Coming up next, third quarter action from Crispin Field. You're watching live high school football on WYLN.
Each of us has a different idea of what makes an adventure. Go anywhere and do anything in a Jeep from All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram during Jeep Adventure Days. Lease a new Jeep Compass Latitude 4x4 for just $169 a month. Or lease a new Jeep Cherokee Latitude Plus 4x4 for just $189 a month. And get 0% financing on select models. Whatever adventure you enjoy, we can get you there in a Jeep at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Or online at allamericanjeep.net.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
FunandLC.com is the official source to all the great things to do here and near Luzerne County. Visit our brand new website to find your fun in any PA. And be sure to check out our Facebook and Instagram pages for weekly listings of the top things to do in our area, along with free giveaways to the area's best events. Download any of our annual guides that will provide you with information on local events, outdoor recreation, arts and entertainment, and family fun and activities. Go to funandlc.com today to start finding your fun in Luzerne County.
Ready to take things into your own hands? Explore the area's largest salvage yard of domestic and import vehicles at Harry's U-Pollitt Auto Parts. Whether you're looking for a single part, building a project car, or trading in, Harry's can help. Our 3 locations offer new inventory and manager specials daily. And we've had a hands-on approach to the auto business for 4 generations. Visit Harry's U-Pollitt for the largest inventory at the lowest prices. Period.
BLB Auto Sales is a division of Barbush Automotive. One call does it all. Looking for a good pre-owned car or truck? BLB Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, inspected vehicles. If you need repairs on your vehicle, then Barbush Automotive can handle any job at affordable prices. Located at 1299 State Route 940, Hazel Township, one call does it all. 570-454-7571.
We welcome you back to the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week. Week number 6, the Battle of Undefeateds, and Valley View leading it at the half, 21-0. Some individual stats from that opening half compiled by Jim Burns. Start with Valley View and Mason Cordish. 12 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown, 6 yards per carry. And Janasa Boone, 7 carries, 49 yards, 7 yards per carry. Boone passing 5 of 8. 98 yards and a touchdown. Kudrick, as we saw in the halftime highlights, 1 of 1, 12 yards to pass back to Boone for a touchdown. Duplessis, 3 catches, 63 yards. Hawanitz has 1 catch, 28 yards and a touchdown. Mentioned Boone, 1 catch, 12 yards and a touchdown. For the Bulldogs of Berwick, 7 yards per carry for Owen Shoemaker, 8 carries, 56 yards. Aiden Mason, 4 carries, 43 yards. Tegan Welk, 2 carries, 12 yards. And Alex Forrest, 5 carries, 11 yards. Forrest passing 3 of 4 for 14 yards. 2 of those to Maurer for 5 yards. Sharkuski got the other reception for 9 yards. Valley View ran 31 plays to 23 for Berwick. Valley View with the time of possession advantage. 13 minutes and 9 seconds to Berwick, having it 10 minutes and 51 seconds.
We were looking at the replays, the highlights, and when Boone went by Joe Lynn, a linebacker for Berwick, he got behind him, and then Lynn realized and turned. It was too late, and Cordish threw a nice ball there to Boone. Made a nice catch on it for the touchdown, but that was a big play. I think the other thing, Marty, is we were talking about this when we were off the air, talking about play selection. Berwick has trying to place their people in different places, different formations, to give them a different look, so it's hard to find them defensively. And sometimes maybe you have a situation, you say, let's try to fool the defense and maybe overthink the situation, like it's 3rd and 1, what do we do here? Well, Jim Burns said, why don't you just bang it off the right side with somebody like Shoemaker. You get into a flow, or try to get into a flow, and as I said, sometimes all of that information, you try to make a play call that you not only fool the defense, but maybe you overthink it offensively.
And the one stat to try to support that, he showed us Valley View 2 of 5 on 3rd down conversions, Berwick 0 for 5.
Exactly, and we always talk about those 3rd down and maybe 4th down conversions if it comes down to that. Very important. Right now, Berwick's on the short end of the score and that 3rd down conversion.
We like to thank Atlantic Broadband for tonight's broadband service that they provided to us. They're located here in Berwick. Many thanks to Atlantic Broadband. And Joe, it's just one of those, even though both teams had 7 penalties, it just seemed to me that the 7 penalties for Berwick, it just seemed like each and every one of them really cost them in that first half.
Crucial, exactly right. Sometimes you have a penalty and it's inconsequential, really. But sometimes 3rd and 1, all of a sudden you have a 3rd and 16 or 3rd and 20. So that, you're right, Marty. It came at very crucial times.
Cam Siccotti on for the Bar Bush Automotive kickoff to start the 3rd quarter. The Cougars will be in the white going from left to right on your screen. Back deep, Shoemaker, Wilk, and Mason.
Coach Sheptoff mentioned disciplined offensively and defensively.
Got batted down at the 1. That's where Wilk will take it. Wilk's across the 20. Cuts it back. Tegan Wilk still on his feet. Brought down out at the 45. A big return of 44 for Tegan Wilk to start the 2nd half.
I'll tell you what, Tegan Wilk, he went down hard on the sideline, but great job finding the alley to the left side and then bringing it quickly up the sideline, 45-yard line. Tegan Wilk looked like he might have tweaked his ankle. They're looking at it right now. But the Bulldogs with good field position.
Wilk being checked out on the sideline. So he's out of this series to this point. Forrest keeps. Trying to find some running room, and Valley View just bottles him up. Eventually making the tackle was Kevin Duffy.
I tell you what, Forrest ran about 35 or 40 yards, but was sideline to sideline most of it. Needs to get the ball up the field.
After all that running, Forrest picked up 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8. Their opponent next week, Hazelton area, tied at the half with Delaware Valley at 21. Handoff to Mason. Duffy again in on the tackle. Brings him down after a gain of about 3. Ball be marked at midfield, 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
Forces a big 3rd down early. We talked about 3rd down conversions. Here you go. First, second half. Bulldogs 0 for 5 in that category right now.
Forrest checks with the sideline. As a key 3rd down. If the Bulldogs need to get a 3rd down conversion, this would be a great time for it. Forrest, look, the pass, he's being pressured. Throws, and it is caught inside the 40 to the 38 by Maurer. Good for a Harry's, you pull it. Bulldog first down.
I'll tell you what, credit Alex Forrest keeping his head there and getting outside and then making the throw to Maurer. Credit Maurer with a good catch for the first down.
They officially mark it at the Valley View 39, 1st and 10.
When you let the quarterback get outside, only bad things happen. Too much time.
Mason up the middle. Spins inside the 35 to the 33, give them 6.
Now they find a rhythm, which they did in the first half, but a couple of penalties really put a clamp on the drive. So let's see if the Bulldogs can continue this.
It just seems so often, Joe, they go from 2nd and 4 to like 3rd and 21.
Exactly, and you can't do that, obviously. You end up not scoring, putting a lot of pressure on your defense.
Bad snap, Forrest jumps on it. They lose about 5 on the play to make it 3rd and 9.
Tell you what happened, it looked like Forrest wanted to step up the field before he had the ball.
Tegan Wilkes still on the sideline. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Forrest looks that way. He's going downfield, and it is caught by Justin Robbins inside the 20. Good for a Harry's, you pull it. Bulldog first down.
I'll tell you, let's take another look. Forrest makes the throw, arcing ball, and I'll tell you what, he had the secondary beat there. He had to come back a little. Justin Robbins doing a nice job adjusting to the pass, making the catch.
Coach Sheptock saw something he didn't like, takes his first time out. 8:47 left in the 3rd. They trail by 21. We'll keep it here. So the Bulldogs are in the Grand Central red zone. They'll have a 1st and 10 at the Valley View 16. And it's I think sometimes, Joe, it's one of those when you have a constant presence as Tegan Wilk constantly on the field, and then you try to mix and match because of injury. It looked like Coach Sheptock didn't like something on the sideline, maybe a substitution of some sort, but forced to take the time out there.
Well, you know what, when you take a timeout like that, it's usually, as a coach, it's usually because a good intuition. You know, you saw something, you didn't like it, whatever it might be. So Coach Sheptock made the call. Bulldogs moving the ball. And again, Forrest with a nice throw. Robbins doing a great job adjusting to the ball in the air and making that catch.
So Berwick 0 for 5 on 3rd downs in the opening half. 2 of 2 to start the 3rd quarter here. Have a 1st and 10 at the Valley View 16. Shoemaker lines up behind Force. Force keeps. Force will be forced out of bounds at about the 10. Give him about 6 on 1st down.
I'll tell you what he did well there, Marty. He hid the ball. There you see it on the replay. He sort of had it in there and then took it out. Was able to get to the corner, pick up decent yardage on that 1st down.
They gave him 5 to the 11. 2nd and 5. Shoemaker up the middle. And he is going to be brought down about a yard shy of the first down, 3rd and about 1.
The thing is, now you're thinking we're in four down territory. We're going to need 2 yards, maybe a yard and a half to convert the first. You need about 6 or 7 for the touchdown.
Shoemaker again behind Force. It is Shoemaker. And he drops his shoulder. He is down to the 5, but he's got a Harry's You Pull It Bulldog first down.
Giving the ball to the primary running back at this point. And slowly but surely moving it toward, and there you see it. Shoemaker looked like he was going to be caught behind the line of scrimmage, took the leg away and picked up 2 yards in the first down.
Shoemaker to the bottom of your screen, Mason behind Force. Here comes Shoemaker. Force keeps, and he is dropped for a loss. Trayon Jones came through on the tackle.
I'll tell you what, Trayon Jones sniffed that out. Force with the fake. Trayon Jones right on the quarterback.
Loss of 2 makes it 2nd and goal from the 7. Toss to Shoemaker. Trying to get to the outside. He cuts it back. Shoemaker is in. Touchdown, Berwick. 8-2. Italian Guys Pizzeria touchdown.
I'll tell you what, once he gets to the corner and goes downhill, he is extremely hard to tackle. So the Bulldogs finally get it in the end zone. 7:12 left, 3rd quarter. They narrow the margin.
Shoemaker's 9th rushing touchdown of the season has the Bulldogs on the board. Jared Groshek on for the point after. Hold is down. Kick is up and good. 7:12 left in the 3rd. Bulldogs on the board, trailing 21-7. And the game brought to you by Coordinated Health.
You've seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not going to do that.
Instead, I'm going to tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create. And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
FunandLC.com is the official source to all the great things to do here and near Luzerne County. Visit our brand new website to find your fun in any PA. And be sure to check out our Facebook and Instagram pages for weekly listings of the top things to do in our area, along with free giveaways to the area's best events. Download any of our annual guides that will provide you with information on local events, outdoor recreation, arts and entertainment, and family fun and activities. Go to funandlc.com today to start finding your fun in Luzerne County.
We welcome you back to week number 6 of the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Bulldogs take the opening kickoff of the second half, get on the board trailing 21-7. Groshek on for a Barbush automotive kickoff.
They have to keep the momentum now, Marty.
And that will not do it as the kick goes out of bounds. We'll see what Coach Hawanitz elects to do here.
35-yard line is pretty decent field position. I would think he'd take the ball. While we wait for that decision, Shoemaker, 7-yard run, Marty. Got it on the corner, downhill for the touchdown. Groshek with the kick. 11 plays, 55 yards, and they're going to kick it again. Force was 2 for 2 for 33 yards. Tegan Welk, big kickoff return to start that whole drive.
And Coach Hawanitz elects to have Groshek do another Barbush automotive kickoff. While we have a moment, I want to let you know in 3rd quarter action, Hazleton area has regained the lead 28-21 over Delaware Valley. In the third, Dallas leading Coughlin 28-0 as the Mountaineers look to remain undefeated. This is going to be taken by Combs. Combs is going to be brought down near the 30-yard line, making the tackle Jake Seeley.
So instead of the 35, it was a couple yards short of that on the re-kick. Groshek did a nice job hitting that.
Coordinated health delivering a better coordinated patient experience, together one patient at a time.
You have to give credit to the kickoff coverage team, Marty. Down the field very quickly also make that tackle.
First series of the second half for Valley View, leading 21-7. Boone keeps. And the Bulldogs stretch him out and bring him down. Maybe about half a yard, but that'll be about it.
Boone going to the short side of the field. Great run support from the Bulldogs, coming up very quickly from the secondary.
We'd like to remind you at the end of tonight's game, Joe and I will select an Arc Electric The Wire Guys player of the game. So we invite you to stay tuned for that. A lot of football left to go, a quarter and a half at least left in this ball game, with Valley View leading 21-7. They have a second down and 10 from their own 31. Cordish brought down after a gain of about 2.
Cordish had to take that inside and tried to come outside, but the Bulldogs doing a great job getting there. And you're going to look at this tackle. After he tried to go outside, he had a host of Bulldogs bringing him down.
Looked like the first one to get to him was Joe Lynn.
Lynn from his linebacker spot was able to get there, as I said, along with several of his teammates. Big third down. We talk about maintaining momentum. Bulldogs came out and scored a touchdown. Let's see if they can defensively make a stop.
Quick pass out to Cordish in open field, and the Bulldogs are there. Back on the field to disrupt the play was Tegan Wilk and force a fourth down.
I'll tell you what, we talk about reacting to the ball here. Tegan Wilk does a great job along with, and you're going to see it. There you see Tegan Wilk, first hit. Then several other players from the Bulldogs coming in.
Blaine Cleaver was the next one to hit him that started to bring Cordish down. Kowalczyk on for the BLB Auto Sales punt. And Berwick got pressure. Fair catch called for by Maurer at the 37 of Berwick. That's where they'll take over, trailing 21-7 with 4:42 left in the third. Go ahead, Joe.
I thought Berwick was going to make a block there. Player, I think it was Robbins, went to the left of the kicker instead of going out front where he would be kicking the ball.
Locally owned and operated, the Medicine Shop at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick offers weekly pill packs, auto refills, and diabetic shoes as part of the true healthcare experience. They are proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs, the Medicine Shop at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick. So the Bulldogs down 21-7 take over. And still on his feet is Shoemaker. Gets what could have been 2 yards and gets almost 5.
I'll tell you what, he was hit at the line of scrimmage. He ends up picking up about 6 yards, carried some people, and
unfortunately with that effort he is down. And the medical staff is going to come out and check on Owen Shoemaker. And hopefully it's not too serious. I'd like to remind you, starting this Wednesday at 7 on WILN, it is Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton area high school football. Join head coach Mike Brennan as he goes over tonight's game against Delaware Valley, a look ahead to next Friday's game against the Berwick Bulldogs, and a special guest from the Cougar football team. At Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazleton Area High School football, starting this Wednesday at 7 on WYLN with Hazleton Area head coach Mike Brennan.
Well, you're still looking at Shoemaker as both teams on the sideline. One of the things you have to look at here is, if you're Coach Sheptock, where do we go from here? Shoemaker's had a very good night so far for them, but it's not like Berwick didn't have any other people running the ball. Tegan Wilk, Mason has done a nice job. You have Force at quarterback. And the other part, and the most important thing is, you hope that Shoemaker is able to regain his feet and get to the sideline. And then hopefully it's not a extremely serious injury.
To this point, Shoemaker 12 carries, 74 yards for Berwick.
I'll tell you what, Marty, those are hard yards, as they say, because he had people hanging on him on several of them. And the one touchdown, he just took it to the corner and ran as he is under his own power, which is always a good sign as he limps off the field.
And you wonder, with all those piles of players that he was trying to navigate through and bull his way through, that it's also one of those that it's easy for somebody in that pile to roll up on your ankle.
Yeah, I think it's not a dance contest. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's a football game, and things happen. You get stepped on, you get elbowed, whatever the case might be. So hopefully Owen Shoemaker will be okay and recover on the sideline.
Force keeps, runs the option to Sharkuski. It went through his hands, and Force jumped on it.
I'll tell you what, you have a bad relationship between the quarterback and the pitch man. Force is, and let's take a look at this. Watch this. Force is a little deep, and there he's dropping back when he makes that pitch. Sarkowski's coming forward. We have a penalty against the Bulldogs.
I'm wondering if that's some type of illegal shift.
Not sure, to be honest with you.
And while they discuss this, there's a Valley View player down. That was Duplessis, and he leaves under his own power. And instead of taking the law, they actually marched it back from the loss, not from the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, spot foul, so they're going to have a second and 21, maybe 20. Again, penalty puts the Bulldogs in a real tough situation.
Call it second and 22 from the Bulldog 24. Forrest faked the handoff, kept it himself, and he gets pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 3.
Made the fake inside, not much there, so we're looking at a third and long for the Bulldogs. Again, the third and long forced by the penalty. Now you have a situation where Valley View looks like they're going to come with a 3-man rush. You got people on the corners, I'm sure, are going to come, but they are stopped. We have some whistles. We have movement. Chuck Supon the first time gave an offside against Valley View, but it was movement against the Bulldogs. I don't think you want to try anything fancy here, Marty. You turn it over on your side of the field, going to have a real problem. You just narrowed the gap to 21-7. So go ahead, try to pick a play that is, and I know there's no such thing as a safe play, but.
And there was the safe play right up the middle as Mason picked up a couple of the 25, but it'll bring up a 4th and 21, forcing a BLB Auto Sales punt from Sharkuski.
3:20 clock running, Marty. So time's still not a major problem, but winding down the third quarter. Sorry, Marty.
No, you're fine. I was just going to mention Safkoff and Combs back deep for Valley View. As the BLB Auto Sales punt is a high one. Taken by Combs at the 44. He eluded one tackler. He's straight up the field. And then he is pushed back. In the open field, Eric Montes.
Montes came up big on that tackle.
21-yard return.
Here you see the tackle made on the punt return, but Valley View, very good field position.
In Berwick territory at the 38, 1st and 10, leading 21-7. Cordish. And he is going to be brought down by Blaine Cleaver after a gain of about 5.
Blaine Cleaver, one of the young players for the Bulldogs, done exceptionally well so far this year. Big pickup by Cordish on 1st down.
Boone keeps. He's got a 1st down. Brought down at about the 26 for Harry's. You pull it, Valley View 1st down.
When he makes that fake to the fullback, they also have 1 or 2 linemen in front of him. There's 3 or 4 people leading Boone to the corner and then up the field. So it's a good play for Valley View to use Boone's ability. As I said, he was a running back a year ago.
And they've come out with this full house look. 2 backs in front of Cordish. Cordish goes to that left side. Brought down at the 21. Give him a gain of 5. Clock under a minute and a half remaining in the third on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Bulldogs the only score of this third quarter, but they still trail 21-7. And Valley View has a 2nd down and 5 from the Bulldog 21. Fake toss. Boone eludes 1. Boone trying to get to the corner, and he is going to be pushed out of bounds by Wilk at about the 5.
All Boone there because it looked like we have a flag down.
And it's against Valley View, so this will all come back.
Well, we had a hold again, long time for that play to develop. But Boone did a great job taking it to the corner and getting to the corner before turning it up the field. It will be brought back because of the holding call.
So it's going to be marked back to the 28. 2nd and 12 will be the play for Coach Hawanitz and Valley View. 55.8 seconds remaining in this third quarter. On the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard, Valley View up by 14.
Marty, defensively, you're thinking go after the ball. Make a tackle, but get after the football. Maybe get that turnover.
Cornish could not get away from Montes.
Eric Montez comes off that tackle on the punt coverage and comes up big defensively here, forcing a third down.
Give Cornish a yard. Bring up 3rd and 11 as you look at the play by Montes on the S.J. Kowalski replay.
That's a great play by Montes. Going to have to run a play here before the end of the third quarter. Play clock at 11, game clock 18 and down, coming down.
Boone out of the shotgun. Kudrick in motion. Boone throws. He's got a man complete on the far sideline. Smith brings down Duplessis.
I'll tell you what, that's just the case of the quarterback making a very good play. Very close to the line of scrimmage, but Boone made the throw. Going to his left, he's right-handed.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter with the score. Valley View 21, Berwick 7. Fourth quarter action up next. This game on WYLN brought to you by Coordinated Health.
Our amazing off-premise sale was the biggest one ever. We traded over 50 retail-ready cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities of all makes and models. And I need 31 new units to meet my monthly quota with the manufacturer. Discounts and rebates of over $10,000. Payments starting at $99 a month and interest rates as low as 0%. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, check out our website at blazehazelton.com. I've reduced all prices to an all-time low. With over 40 banks on board, we have about a 99% approval rate. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Mazda. Definitely taking the deals the other guys won't.
Need auto parts? You need Harry's You Pull It, the area's premier self-service auto parts salvage yard. You bring your tools, browse the lot, take what you want. It's all for sale. Thousands of vehicles, 3 convenient locations in Hazleton, Allentown, and Pennsburg. Need to junk your car? You get paid more at Harry's than anywhere else. Lowest prices, largest selection, everything you need. Harry's You Pull It. Call or visit WeGotUsed.com.
Welcome back to the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 6, start of the fourth quarter. Valley View with a 1st and 10 at the Berwick 16. They're in the Grand Central Red Zone. Cornish has an open space, takes it to the far corner. Touchdown, Valley View, a 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria touchdown.
I'll tell you what, Marty, we're going to get another look at this right side, wide open. The offensive line for Valley View did an excellent job opening that right side on a power play. Touchdown, and now 20-point deficit for the Bulldogs, maybe 21 and shortly.
Zaccotti on for the point after for Valley View. The kick is up and it is good. 11:55 left in the fourth. 28-7 Valley View. This game brought to you by Coordinated Health.
Whether you suffer a sports injury or have a chronic orthopedic issue, Coordinated Health has everything you need from start to finish. Our team of highly trained specialists work together with just one goal in mind: to get you back to your life.
You got a disc herniation. We got this.
For orthopedics at the next level, Coordinated Health has you covered.
We got this. We got this.
We got this.
We got this.
Coordinated Health. We got this.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Welcome back to the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 6. And Valley View back up by 21, 28-7. While we were gone, a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Berwick has the Valley View Cougars kicking off from the Berwick 45. Cordish, 17 carries, 102 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. As Sakati's on for the Barbush Automotive kickoff.
You know what? Cordish, 16-yard run for a touchdown last drive. Pachetti kick, good. 7 plays, 38 yards. And you know what, Marty? Another penalty. You know, sometimes if you play football for a while, you're never going to win every game, ever. And sometimes you're going to find that there is somebody across this line of scrimmage from you that might be a little better, might be a little more physical, might be able to handle you. And if you can't handle yourself, you're going to be in big trouble.
Coordinated Health, delivering a better coordinated patient experience together, one patient at a time. Fourth quarter action at Delaware Valley. Hazleton area's lead is down to 3, 31-28 over Delaware Valley. But as you were talking about the penalty situation, Joe, Jim Burns wrote down Berwick, that last one was their 11th penalty, 134 yards marched off against them.
I mean, it's just unacceptable.
Pass complete to Wilk. Looks like forward progress will give him a Harry's you pull. No, let's see. They're going to give him the 29, or they're giving him the 30. They're going to give him the 29.
And about a 9-yard gain. Good pass by Forrest, a little speed on that thing. Wilk made a nice catch a little bit behind him, but picks up 9 yards.
And being hit immediately in the backfield by Duffy. Good news, that was Shoemaker that was back in the game. The bad news, Duffy dropped him for a loss.
Duffy, great defensive play for Valley View. The Cougars coming up big.
Williamsport leading Scranton 20-10 in fourth quarter action.
Big third down, Marty. Bulldogs have converted 2 times. Forrest looks like he wants to go up the field.
Throw to Wilk, and they're going to give it. They're going to say it's a catch. Out to the 39. Good for Harry's. You pull it first down.
I tell you what, Forrest I thought could have made it with the run, but Tegan Wilk did a great job turning his body. Forrest threw the ball. Wilk made a nice catch for the first down.
Forced the pass.
Has time.
And he's brought down by Trayon Jones from behind.
Jones has had a big night off the corner for Valley View. He chases Forrest down. Forrest had some time to make a throw, but they're trying to go 30 yards down the field at this point. Takes a little longer for the routes to develop. So he pulled it down, tried to run to the outside, but Jones did a great job defensively.
Loss of 9 on the play makes it 2nd and 19 from the 30. Forrest slings it out to Wilk, and it was read nicely by Jordan Conseret, who brought him down for a loss of 4. Actually 3 back-to-back losses totaling 12 yards from this Valley View defense.
Forrest had to throw a little high. Wilk did a great job, but Conseret for Valley View right on Wilk for the tackle.
Forrest running for his life, cannot escape. He is brought down for the sack. Coming through Logan Burns.
I think one of the things, Marty, when you look at this, you know, 3rd and long, the pressure's going to be up the field. What do I do? You know what you do? You throw it in intermediate range, 15 to 20 yards, because you can get away with it pretty quick. Secondly, try to get it to one of your playmakers and let them make the play with their legs. Tough to throw it 40 or 50 yards when you have the defensive front. Their ears are pinned back and they're coming after you.
BLB Auto Sales punt from Sharkuski. Taken by Combs at the 42. Combs right up the middle of the field is going to be brought down at about the 45 of Berwick. Making the tackle, Mike Zalutko.
Zalutko Jr. did a nice job on, looked like Holmes was going to take it all the way. So, Bulldogs start their defense again in their own territory.
Harry's Sporting Goods, located at 112 West Front Street in Berwick. Stop by and check out their all-new fall and winter inventory. They also carry a wide selection of brand-name sneakers. A full-service sports store open 6 days a week. Their number 570-752-5212. Harry's Sporting Goods, 112 West Front Street in Berwick. Cordish, gain of about 2, and unfortunately a Bulldog is down at the 41.
Cordish wanted to go off right tackle, nothing there. As we've seen him do tonight, he bounced it outside, picked up a couple. Bulldog defense doing a nice job in pursuit. And we do have a Bulldog down.
Parking to a board with a Canada bottle opener attached to it. Pick him up at the press box.
Again, he's up, coming off the field under his own strength, a little help.
I believe that's 72, Benjamin Pack. And he looked like he was in a lot of pain, but as you mentioned, got a little help to the sideline, and he'll be looked at by the Berwick medical staff. That last play by Cordish gained a yard. Coming up at the end of tonight's game, Joe and I will select an Arc Electric Dwyer Guys player of the game. 2nd and 9 for the Cougars. 8:19 left in the 4th. And Valley View up 28-7 on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. Cordish lowers his shoulder, picks up about 2. A late flag thrown from one of the officials in the secondary. Personal foul, face mask called against the defense.
As we said, it's, now you're looking at having them Valley View in a 3rd down situation, but with the penalty, it's going to be a 1st down, I believe.
Hey, Harry's, you pull it 1st down via penalty, and I didn't see it on the tackle. I wonder if it's almost a block downfield and then the defender may have grabbed the face mask at the end away from the play.
Big penalty, moves the ball to the 27-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Attorney Tom Mosca and Mosca Law, located in Kingston, serving your legal needs for 28 years. You can reach Attorney Mosca at 570-288-2917. So 1st and 10 Cougars, ball marked at the 27. Boone keeps. Wilk will push him out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot where he went out.
Again, Boone being effective on the corner after making that fake. The fake itself takes up some of the defense to that side. Then you expect the linebacker to scrape to that side, and the cornerback, Tegan Wilk, did come up, make the push out at about, well, it's a yard short of the 1st down marker. That's by 17-yard line, somewhere thereabouts.
In the Grand Central red zone is Valley View, and this is Cordish, who will be brought down inside the 10 to about the 8. Good for another Harry's. You pull it 1st down.
And the football. Picks up, again, Valley View's offensive line being effective. Making that crease so Cordish can get it up the field.
So it'll be 1st and goal, Valley View. Call from the Berwick 7. Cordish carries, and he is going to be brought down. Another flag thrown in the far corner of the end zone. Looks like they'll give Cordish a gain of 6. 2nd and goal coming up.
Completely away from the play. Receiver and the defender were in a lockup. I think he's going to have a personal foul against both, which is probably appropriate.
As the wrestling match took place in the far corner of the end zone and went out of the end zone.
Offside penalty after the run to the 1-yard line.
Oh, I think we're going to get a Berwick timeout. They trail 28-7. This game brought to you by Coordinated Health.
B.L.B. Auto Sales is a division of Barbush Automotive. One call does it all. Looking for a good pre-owned car or truck? B.L.B. Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, inspected vehicles. If you need repairs on your vehicle, then Barbush Automotive can handle any job at affordable prices. Located at 1299 State Route 940, Hazel Township, one call does it all. 570-454-7571.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
After I believe Berwick took the timeout. They didn't take it off the scoreboard, but I believe Berwick is down to 1 timeout remaining. 2nd and goal. Boone keeps. He's into the end zone. A 2 Italian Guys Pizzeria touchdown. Joey's done it 3 different ways. He's thrown for 1. He's caught 1 for a touchdown. Now he's rushed for 1. Janasa Boone for Valley View.
Well, we said before the game, he was the guy. He was the quarterback, running back last year. Puts a lot of pressure on you defensively because he can do so many different things. That time he took the snap, went to the tackle, and then turned up on a quarterback sneak.
Sakati on for the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. 7:06 left in the 4th. The Cougars of Valley View now lead at 35-7. This game brought to you by Coordinated Health.
Our amazing off-premise sale was the biggest one ever. We traded over 50 retail-ready cars, trucks, vans, and sport utilities of all makes and models. And I need 31 new units to meet my monthly quota with the manufacturer. Discounts and rebates of over $10,000. Payments starting at $99 a month and interest rates as low as 0%. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, check out our website at blazehazelton.com. I've reduced all prices to an all-time low. With over 40 banks on board, we have about a 99% approval rate. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Mazda. Definitely taking the deals the other guys won't.
John's Family Restaurant in the Churchill Mall. Enjoy a full menu with all homemade food. From breakfast, soups, sandwiches, entrees, and desserts. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. The food is great, the price is right. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Sunday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Wilkes Tree Farm in Sugarloaf has been providing the area with the highest quality trees for over 20 years, with a wide variety of shade and evergreen trees. Wholesale, retail, and choose and cut options. Call them at 570-401-8267.
We welcome you back to Crispin Field in Berwick. The Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 6. Zaccardi on for the Barbush Automotive kickoff. This is going to be taken by Mason. He cuts it back. He's across the 20. Mason across the 30 and finally dragged down at the 35-yard line. Making the open field tackle for the Cougars was Matt Smith.
Tell you what, Aiden Mason did a nice job. He looked like he wanted to go left, put the brakes on, and came back to the right side.
Joe, last scoring possession, 6 plays, 45 yards, 1:26 off the clock. Boone, he's thrown for one, he's caught one, now he's rushed for a touchdown from a yard out. Cordish on the drive, 4 carries, 20 yards. Boone had 2 carries for 10 yards and the touchdown. And Joe, I know we've talked a lot about Berwick shooting themselves in the foot tonight, a lot of them with the penalties as Force completes it to Maurer, and Maurer has a lot for a Harry's You Pull It first down for Berwick, but I think we can't lose the fact of Coach Iwanitz and this Valley View team, a very good road test tonight, and they came through just about perfectly tonight for Valley View.
I think besides the penalties, Coach Iwanitz is going to be pretty happy. They've done some things well. Their offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage. Cordish has ran the ball well. Boone has really directed the whole operation.
Forrest going deep downfield as a man, and it is incomplete.
Ran right by the defender. Looked like he was awful close to the line. The ball thrown a little high. Couldn't quite latch on to it.
Was looking for Betts. It is 2nd and 10 from the Valley View 47. Here comes pressure. Forrest rolls right. And he's going to be sacked. Guess who, Joe? Trayon Jones, who's made a living in the Berwick backfield tonight, comes up with another sack.
Jones again. Forrest rolled to his right. Wanted to throw it down the field, but Trayon Jones there to make the tackle.
And he forced Force out of his shoe, and Chuck Supon's going to take an official timeout, allow Force to get his cleat back on. Now Force looks to the sideline. It's been a lot of these tonight, Joe, for Berwick offensively. 3rd and very long.
Yeah, tough situation. Like I said, the defensive front just pins their ears back. They're coming after you. Here we try to go to, I believe, Shoemaker.
You're correct. He got the carry for a couple of yards. Duffy on the tackle. And we're looking at 4th down. Call 4th and 17. Clock continuing to run.
Coach Sheptop makes the call from the sideline. Berwick going to try to make something happen here.
Fake toss. Forrest down the middle of the field. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Kudrick. And Kudrick will be brought down at the 47. So the Cougars will take over, and they are 4:52 away from going to 6-0. As they've come to Crispin Field, and they've made a statement. The illegal block in the back called against the Cougars on the return.
Noah Craig with a nice open field tackle on that interception for Berwick. But you're right, Marty. Valley View came in, dominated, made the statement that they're going to be tough to deal with come November.
Berwick will have to do some work this week to rebound, as we have them again next week on the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 7. As they hit the road and head to Harmon Guy Stadium in Hazleton to take on the Cougars of Hazleton area. We'll be on the air next Friday night at 7. Game is also going to be seen statewide on PCN. Berwick, Hazleton area, the Lehigh Valley Health Network. Game of the week, week number 7, here on WILN. Bulldogs and Cougars from Hazleton.
Valley View taking their time, using as much clock. Ran off tackle there, picked up nothing. In fact, lost probably a yard, but not their main concern at this time. Used the clock. They're up by 28. Defensively, can't relax. They have enough people that they can make plays.
And getting the carry out to the 24-yard line. Wearing number 23, Zach Manchak, a junior. And it's going to leave the Cougars with about a 3rd down and a long 6. Clock approaches 3.5 minutes remaining on the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership scoreboard. That's all that's keeping Valley View from going to 6-0. And what's going to be another competitive District 4A. As you mentioned, Joe, and the updates we were getting is Boone gets out to the 35 and a Harry's U pull it first down. Can't forget about those Dallas Mountaineers and Coach Manello. So 4A is going to be quite a district.
Boone again making that fake, taking the ball to the corner, same side of the fake. The fake takes up some defensive people. We talked about this. And then Boone has enough speed to get to the corner as we go under 3 minutes.
And also lurking there in 4A at 4-1 coming into play this weekend. Talking about North Pocono. And the fullback, TJ Noto, got a carry in the first half, gets a carry here in the second. Get a chance to carry the football after, from your fullback position. Sometimes you've forgotten all the hard work you do.
Well, and again, Cordish ran the ball off tackle a couple times on that power type play, and Noto was the blocker on that, along with the offensive lineman from Valley View. You have to say to yourself, when you look at this ball game, 28-point difference, that Valley View has really dominated both sides of the line, and have made big plays when they needed to.
Manchak met immediately in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Making the play, Joshua Snyder for the Bulldogs.
Snyder has played very well for the Bulldogs so far this year. He's a senior defensive lineman. Done an excellent job so far. And I'll tell you what, Marty, the Bulldogs are going to be 5-1 in 1 minute and 32 seconds. They have to regroup. As you said, they're coming to Hazleton next weekend. We'll have it Friday night. But obviously one game cannot define your season. Now, you need, even though it's a big game and it's the middle of the year, it cannot define your season. They're going to have 4 more games to prove who they are.
Valley View takes the clock down as far as they can, take a timeout, leading 35-7. And the thing to remember, whether Hazleton area wins tonight and goes to 3-3 or loses and goes to 2-4, we've seen this Hazleton area team enough to know that they are a very dangerous team, that you do not want to go in slumping. You want to have a good week of practice and get ready for them, because they've got weapons, between Walk and Damon Horton in the backfield. They've got some weapons, this Hazleton area, that can create some havoc.
I'll tell you what, Marty, one of the things watching Hazleton, I keep saying the same thing. We've seen Sparky Wolk evolved into a pretty good player. Horton, great, very, very good running back. The line's doing a good job. So it's going, and plus the rivalry factor, it's going to be a good game as Valley View goes right side and brings it under a minute.
We'll leave them with a 4th down and about 7 from the 43, as that was Manchek on the carry. And the other thing, in that passing game, we talk so often about David Smith, but he's been battling injuries. Jacob Hunsinger last week, 11 catches, 188 yards, and a touchdown. Sparky Wilk has some weapons that he can use as well.
No doubt about it. I was impressed with Boone's arm tonight, Marty. When he did throw, accurate, was able to throw on the run.
Kowalczyk on for the BLB Auto Sales punt. And delay a game.
They brought the game clock down to 3 seconds, so they're going to have to punt it away as Chuck Supon starts the play clock. Snap of the ball will start the game clock.
Kowalczyk gets it off, and it's going to hug the sidelines and go out of bounds and be the final play of the game, in which we hyped as a battle of undefeateds. Valley View has come on the road and improved to 6-0 with a very impressive 35-7 victory over the Berwick Bulldogs.
35-7.
Bulldogs drop to 5-1 and get ready for a road trip in a big rivalry matchup next Friday night at Harmon Guy Stadium against the Hazleton area Cougars.
Good effort by Valley View. Made some big plays. Cordish, Boone, offensive line did a good job. Defensively, they put enough pressure on Alex Force to win this ball game going away. So, as you said, very interesting postseason starting to come together.
And down on the field, Mike Sosar has winning head coach from Valley View, George Hawanitz.
Coach, 6-0 now, big game atmosphere. It's like a playoff game in the middle of the year. The guys upstairs talked about balance on both sides of the ball. 4-score win.
Yeah, I thought we did a nice job running the ball and passing. We knew we had to do that a little better. And our defense, I thought, did a great job. We did a nice job bending a little bit, but not breaking, and made some big sacks, I thought, late. And they hurt themselves a lot, I thought, with penalties, so that helped us out a little bit defensively and offensively.
Yeah, the 1-2 punch, I guess. Mason and Boone on the offense as well.
Well, we got good skilled kids we think that can do a lot with the ball, and they showed that tonight, and hopefully they'll keep doing that the rest of the year for us.
And Coach, move on next week, Western Wayne, league game, back home again.
Yeah, I mean, our next goal is to win our league, so, we got a little bit of work to do, and, obviously we can improve on some things tonight, and we'll be seeing them again in 2 months.
Coach, thanks for the time. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Have a good night. All right, guys, back upstairs. We move to Hazleton, Berwick next week. Big game.
Thanks a lot, Mike, and we can't underscore the big rivalry next Friday night that we're going to have in the Lehigh Valley Health Network game of the week number 7. But despite the way how well his team played, coming away with the big victory, we talked about it at the very outset of this game, Joe. Coach Awanit said it right there. We're going to see them again in about 5 weeks, about a month.
Yeah, and we talked about Dallas, we talked about Valley View, Berwick, and maybe North Pocono. So that tournament's going to be very interesting. Get a look at that. I think tonight, Coach Hawanitz talked about the penalties helping them defensively and offensively, and they did. Not to take away from Valley View's performance because they played very well.
And it's now time for the Arc Electric, the Wire Guys player of the game. And we went with the do-it-all, Janasa Boone. He threw for one, he caught one, and he ran for one, and he really made things difficult for Berwick defensively.
Yeah, athletically, he is a very good player. He can do a lot of different things. As I said to you earlier when we were off the air, I was impressed the way he threw the football. So Janasa Boone, our Wire Guys, electric player of the game.
In some kind of order like that. You were close enough, Coach.
It was close.
As you mentioned, Boone, 7 of 10 passing, 110 yards, threw a touchdown, ran for one. He had 13 carries, 85 yards. He had the one catch for 12 yards. Mason Cordish, he had a nice game as well, 21 carries, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jaden Duplessis was the security blanket for Boone. 4 catches, 74 yards on the night. And for Berwick, Alex Force, 9 of 11 passing, 82 yards and an interception. Owen Shoemaker, 14 carries, 76 yards and the lone touchdown.
And getting back to Duplessis, he did a nice job when Boone was scrambling, finding an opening and making a catch.
So Valley View improves to 6-0 with a very impressive victory tonight on the road at Crispin Field in Berwick. We are going to say goodnight for our director, Barry J.S. And many thanks to Atlantic Broadband for their service here tonight and helping us be live here from Crispin Field. And once again, thank you to Barry J.S., our director. For stats by Jim Burns, for Mike Sosar, Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. Once again, the final score, Valley View 35, Berwick 7. Join us next Friday night live from Harmon Geist Stadium. It will also be broadcast statewide on PCN. It's the Lehigh Valley Health Network Game of the Week, week number 7. Berwick, Hazelton area. Not much else needs to be said from Harmon Geist Stadium. Home of the Cougars will be on the air next Friday night, live at 7 o'clock. This has been a WILN Sports Special presentation. Good night from Berwick.
You're watching Monterey City's Choice. For news, weather, and live local sports. WILN, we're your local network.
Helping your dollars go further every day. Stay here for fantastic